majority of the homeless are under 35. I mean, they're not all under 35, but the majority are under 35.
Yes.
Increasingly families. I had a phone call this evening just before I came on from a young man that I know very well, and he's in a relationship and they have a child, and he was advised by Dublin City Council to go to a police station tonight because there's no accommodation. He rang me up asking me, could they sleep in my car tonight?
In your car?
Yeah, that's what they wanted to do tonight because there was nothing else for them. So there are families, so the first time in this country, probably since the famine, we have whole families living on the streets.
Where are they going? I mean, you say the streets, what happens to a family at night with kids?
One family went out to the airport to sleep. Another family I know put their children into care because the alternative was the children would have to sleep on the street with the parents.
How do they get to this point? And how
a lot of them are being thrown out of their private rented accommodation because they can't afford the rents.
Yeah.
They have no problems. They're not addicted. They don't have alcohol problems. They just simply don't have the money to pay the rent. And the summit yesterday promised 220 beds, and that's terrific, but it did not address the problem of people being thrown out of private rented accommodation. And unless we address that problem, we'll have 220 beds by Christmas, we'll get most of the people who are sleeping on the street off the street, but there'll be another 220 coming out of the private rented sector by then, and we'll need another 220 beds in January, and we'll need another 220 beds in March, unless we deal with the hemorrhage from the private rented sector onto the streets. There are 40,000 buy-to-let properties in mortgage arrears of more than 2 years. Most of those are going to be repossessed, and the tenants are going to be thrown out.
And that's a powder keg, as you see.
That is absolutely a powder keg, and we have no. We've just have no plans to respond to anything like that.
Sam, this is